Well, would you look at that? Look what the cat dragged in. What do we have here? A certain someone that is going to be releasing next week. So yeah, not that far off until we get the introduction of the blue attribute, more blue support. That being said, water. Why did I say blue? What the? But that being said, do we actually need her? Like, is she necessarily really needed? And I say this is because, one, I did a video talking about how there are certain characters that are needed, and this ALICIA is also in line with those characters that I've spoken about, hunters that you need to work on that will help you out in specific situations. But two, Cheyenne really counters everything to anything that people are having issues with. Obviously, the number one problem with water support or water units is that a lot of people are doing their best to get through the whole Cerberus fight, which is, you know, understandable. But we have Cheyenne. This is why I say they've kind of shot themselves in the foot by releasing this much of a broken character. It now sets these next upcoming characters on the back burner on, you know what, they're good. Do I need them? Nah, not really. That's where I'm kind of getting at, especially if you're free to play. If you're free to play, you can really consider skipping out ALICIA. And I'm being completely honest, you've got your damage output from Cheyenne, and in terms of the support play, you've got Jiwoo, who's doing fantastic with the water typing as well as the shield play. And on top of that, in terms of debuff removal, you've got Park, who's an SR character, who's fantastic at it, giving you that 50% power gauge, as well as the 50% increase in ultimate damage. So I decided to re-dive in, re-evaluate ALICIA, actually think about what units we have, what ALICIA's bringing to the table, and is she desperately needed. Now, I've already done a video talking about, you know, what should people do when it comes to going for more dupes of Cheyenne or say for ALICIA. I hand on heart still say try and get some Cheyenne dupes, and I'm gonna forever run with that, and I still stand by that, even with what I've been doing right now, just kind of re-evaluating this character. Cheyenne is just too much of a broken character, and I say this, and once again I'll say it, as I've just mentioned, the developers did shoot themselves in the foot by releasing Cheyenne the way that she is, because she is too much of a broken character to where future characters, for example with ALICIA, it's just not exactly a good look, because everyone's now going to be head over heels for Cheyenne, who will butcher through a lot of content. ALICIA is a fantastic character, but Cheyenne is just a whole another. She is on her own level, surpassing others. She is that good. But as I've mentioned, it is that support skill that is pretty nice. So obviously with the support skill, she freezes, fantastic. But the ice body armor, that's where things truly does cook. So with the ice body armor, it removes all debuffs. Not only that, she provides a shield. If the enemy touches you when the shield is active, or you freeze the enemy, that is the full premise of the support skill. That's the full premise of the ice body armor, which is good, you know. So obviously you're removing debuffs. So she's now, with the two girls being Libora and Park, in terms of debuff removal, she effectively removes debuffs from the character. So that's between her and Park, of course. But the additional from ALICIA is that she gives you a shield, fantastic, gives you a little bit of hint of Jiwoo right there. But if the enemy touches you when the shield is active, it freezes the enemy. So it kind of gives you that split second to get whatever damage off you can, or kind of give you room, a little breathing room basically. So that's the additional from the support skill. Overall, that support skill is fantastic. In that sense, going for the additional copy for ALICIA, or the initial copy, sorry, not additional, going for the initial copy of ALICIA would not be a bad thing. You can effectively use her just by getting that one copy. And that's another thing which I was trying to look into, because at the end of the day, I'm not out here trying to max out every single character, right? If I don't need to max her out, I'm not going to max her out, right? There's no need to. And that's one of the big reasons on why I want to re-look into her, to kind of be like, right, do I actually need her? Knowing the characters that I have, knowing the roles that these are the characters that are playing, pretty much similar to what ALICIA will be doing, then can I kind of ease up on this character? Obviously, the most amount of damage from ALICIA will be coming from the core attack. That's the big sell point from her in terms of maximizing her damage. Once you apply the ultimate, then the frost arrow becomes cold spear something, and then from that point on you can do an insane amount of damage, and that's clearly something that we are going to be catering to, because of course Alicia is coming in as an attacking character, as in that offensive character, of course. So setting aside her core attack, looking into the dupes, when the shield is active, she's given us an increased rate of 16%. I will say that first dupe pretty much will be extremely clutch. Again, if you want to cater more to the crit side of things. Now, before we jump ahead of ourselves, I do want to quickly check something. Okay, yeah, so increases critical hit rate and critical hit damage by 12%. So effectively, that's already on Cheyenne's skill. We're just losing out on an extra 4%. But also, the shield has to be active, which more than likely will be active, especially if she's using a support skill. So alright, so there, it's not too bad. Then again, the second skill effectively is helping more out for the core damage. Third skill, if they're frozen, you get more damage off. Then the water typing is getting a benefit from that, and then you're automatically activating the ice body armor. That's kind of what we're working at. Oh, and then of course the water damage increase, the more water support, gotta love that. So yeah, but Alicia, she's a good unit. I still stand by that. I do think that she's going to be pretty effective. Do I think that she's an essential character that's coming into the game that is going to change the meta much? Or yeah, I mean, look, she'll be a helpful character, no doubt in my mind. I don't think she's a meta changer in terms of how Cheyenne has come in and has completely blown this game out of proportion in terms of just running it. I do think she's going to be a fantastic unit, Alicia, don't get me wrong. You know, water support, we kind of need, I mean, do we kind of need that right now? Because now I'm due to them, those two girls are low-key kind of running it. I mean, you can also apply Emma into the swing of things if you are trying to maximize water typing. But Jiwoo right now is doing just as fine, I will say. But really looking at everything, Alicia, she's coming across as a decent unit. I will say, if you're free to play and you want to maximize going into Cheyenne, then go for it. You can actually skip this character because, again, I mean, we've got our damage dealer. Jiwoo's also doing her shielding. I mean, you also got Kim, who's also doing, I think Kim's like the biggest shielder right here, especially with that defense area that he built up. That's pretty nice. But you know, you've got your shielder over here. I mean, there's other things also to look into in terms of if you want to focus on Jiwoo when it comes to his weapons, giving him shields, of course. And then, you know, you've got Nam, who's doing fantastic. And then Anna, I just say Emma, my bad. Wrong character. And I mean, well, then again, if you do need some heals, there's that other blue. I feel like water typing is doing great. Now that we've seen the potential in the current water typings that we have in the game. Alicia coming in is just going to elevate it even more, which is fantastic. But is it heavily needed, heavily required? No, not really. And then, of course, in terms of the debuff removal, we got, well, Libra does the area removal. It is truly, where is she? There she is, the beauty. So we've got our alternative uses that just apply more. Park right here, who will apply the debuff removal right there. So with all that being said, yeah, Alicia is a good character. I'm not going to take that away from her. So yeah, I think my re-evaluation with all of this is, if you are going to go for her, and let's say you're a light spender, especially if you're free to play and whatnot, if you're free to play, you can consider skipping. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm putting that out there. I said it. If you want to go for the initial copy, so that way you can benefit from having the ice body armor, that's going to be the key thing here. Not her. I mean, well, the core attack damage that she does, it will still be pretty decent. But the big thing is going to be the ice body armor. If you want to effectively have that on hand, and also have the water support for Jiwoo, which again, you don't really need it. Jiwoo does fantastic. If you build her in the attacking manner, you'll do just as fine. Then you can do so. But I think if you are looking into dupes, then try and get the +2, so that way you get the additional frost to help out with the core attack. But outside of that, boys, yeah, she's good, but she ain't Cheyenne. I'll just throw this in here. So yeah, we've got a closer look at the bonds. So reach level 10 with Alicia, and you get 30. I mean, to be fair, the resources ain't nothing too crazy. Am I the only one who's seeing this? Well, okay, well, I'll take that back. No, the higher the tier, the better the reward, clearly, but still, meh. I mean, some people might find it nice. I mean, I will say that is what I need, because I class that as a rare item. But yeah, might as well throw this in here so you guys can check it out. So we do get a little bit of rewards. No essence though. That's one thing I'm not seeing. Where the essence at? Here are just some of the yeah. Survivors of a Fateful Day, White Tide Guild, the Fist is Strong. Oh, okay, so multiple characters can be used in multiple ones. An unknown matter? Alright.